Hello, welcome to this more Flags in Focus live stream. Sorry, I'm a little bit late, still trying to get around to this technology, but we're talking science fiction and technology. Of course, the two do not go hand in hand. I've realized while wearing this ridiculous outfit that I've got nowhere to actually put my microphone, so I'm going to have to hold it, sadly. Anyway, welcome. It's great to have you along. Let's say hi. Hello, Victor. It's great to see you. And of course, anyone else, when you come in, let's just get this ball rolling. So we're talking various science fiction stuff and out of this world type of flags for today's live stream. And I've got a number of different flags that I want to share with you. Some that I already have in my collection. Others I still have in a package which I've yet to actually open. So I'm hoping that actually what's in here is what's planned. Otherwise, it's all going to go very horribly wrong. But, there we go. Let's see how all this goes. Anyway. Let's just do a bit of housekeeping first of all. I'm Mr. P, otherwise known as Tareth. I hope you can hear me on this little piece of microphoneage. If you can hear me, that would be great. My vexillological enthusiasm does get the better of me sometimes, Victor, I must admit. And yes, getting into character as well, just to share a few extra flags. It's an extreme, I'll give you that. And also I must admit, this is incredibly hot, this uniform. How Patrick Stewart managed to walk around this thing under all the lights, I've no idea, but this is ridiculous. And this doesn't connect to my phone, I've realized, for those that actually have watched it. And I've also found that while this is a pinned badge, if you're not wearing anything underneath this top, this pinned badge, well, I'll leave that with you. Anyway, where was I? Flags, obviously. Sci-Fi flags, out of this world flags. As part of the live stream, as usual, every month I do this, I'll be giving away a free flag for any of you who are here live on the live stream. So get chatting, get sharing your out of this world or unusual flags. I'd love to hear from you. So please get chatting. That's what it's all about. It's not just about me rambling on for a short while. You guys can get involved as well. So please let us know what your favorite flags are, what your favorite weird alternative out of this world style flags are. I'd love to hear about those as well, so I'll check in with those. And if you start getting chatting, then you'll be in line for, as I say, at the end of this, to win a free flag, of which Victor, who is in the chat already, was our very first winner of a flag. So that was sent to him right back in January when I did the very first thing. Anyway, I'm blabbering. Let's get on while we're here, out of this world. As Victor's already seen, the flag of planet Earth, which is hanging here behind me. I will come back to that shortly. I have a few others hanging, but what I want to do, first of all, is somehow prise open this particular thing, which, as I say, I'm hoping is, I'm going to put this down, hoping is what should be in here. Gosh, I can't even see. This is why I need a big boom mic above my head. But then I suppose various characters had that. Anyway, let me see if I can get into this without causing too much noise. And as I say, I hope they just sent me the right package. Because if they haven't, then it's going to be quite a short affair, isn't it? Eyelet, hi, hello. It's good to have you back. Eyelet's another winner from a previous live stream of a flag. So if you want to be in for that, then please do get chatting. Join in with the conversation. It's not to say, not just about me. Where am I? Here I am. That's probably better. I don't have to shout if I do this. Right. Okay. I have technology abound to cover all the different things that I need to do, so I can talk to you about various different flags. So I've got some bits and pieces in front of me, and I'm not just talking a load of twaddle. That's the plan. Anyway, do say hi in the chat. I do want to hear from you. It'd be great to get to know some of you guys. If you haven't been before, then welcome. Please say hello. It'll be great to see you. I have them in my hand. These seem to be the right ones, and there's the right number. So, crinkle, crinkle. Tell me if it gets too crinkly noisy. I'm going to put this down again because I'm going to start with this particular unboxing here. I say unboxing. I mean, truly, it's really not the right terminology of unboxing, but this is what I've got. It's a rather orangey black, slightly red. Let's open it quickly. I will tidy up after me. Right. Please let me know if I am too quiet, though. That's the thing. So, first of all, this is going to be fun trying to get this the right way round. These ones, I think. Nearly got it the wrong way around. Right. Okay. Here we go. Unbagging. Yes, you're right, Andy. Unbagging. And you can still hear me. Great. Looks like a flag of Bhutan. It's not, because this is an out of the world flag. It is this one, thusly. If I go this way slightly, it probably covers it a little bit better. And I've just realized now I can't read anything. So now I can see what I'm talking about while holding up a flag. Because let's face it, the flags are a little bit more important than me. Anyway, right, here we go. Is anybody guessed this one, first of all? Let's just see. If you know what it is, or what you think it is, please put a comment in, because I will cover it in just a moment. But I've seen this flag a few times, and for a little while now, and it is one of my favorites that I've got. Let's try and keep this in front of me so I don't have to shout. But any ideas, any thoughts what this particular flag is, feel free to let us know. One proposal for Mars. Yes, Andy, spot on. Right. So this is the flag of Mars. But it actually is the flag of Mars that comes from the science fiction series The Expanse. Now, The Expanse is a series that was based on the James S.A. Corey novels, set in the future, obviously. It's a very political science fiction mini-series drama. I forget which platform you can watch it on, but if you look it up, I'm sure you'll find it. And if I just move, it sort of says what it is, really. Mars is in the middle. Is the big circle thing. I'm guessing you've got your two moons either side, and the red of the color of Mars, and I'm guessing the various yellows and oranges and the black makes up the almost sort of the surface atmosphere of what you can see. So I do rather like this. I'd love to love to hear what you think of this particular one. But this is, I think, out of the various Mars flags that I've seen, this is one of my favorites. I'm going to realize that my arms are going to get very, very tired holding these up today. Anyway, this one, as I say, a particular favorite of mine, and I shall get that one up. The TV series The Expanse, if you haven't seen it, if you like that sort of thing, it is good exercise. Yes. The Expanse. If you haven't seen it and you like science fiction, I do thoroughly recommend it. It is quite deep. It's very character driven. And if you do like science fiction series, then think of it as like an updated modern version of Babylon 5. To me, if they made Babylon 5 again today, which came out in the early 90s, it would look like how The Expanse does. So it's worth a watch. So that's that one. Right. Moving on to something that I think starts getting a bit more familiar, which is this one. So let me just put this down here. Open this one up. If anybody's got any thoughts on what this could be, that's really difficult. See, I'm nicking this from anybody's seen Flag for Content. Andy does a Fresh Flags episode on his Instagram, so I am advertising him. So, you know, he can't complain. And where he shows various bits of the flag, and you've got to guess what it is. Well, this is what I've got. So this is what I'm going to open now and see. Still, once I've opened it, if anybody actually gets what it is, again, making sure I've got it the right way up. I'm hoping that some of you will at least get where this comes from. Ta-da! This way. That's it. That's where I am. This is from a little film franchise some of you may have heard of called Star Wars, which is from a little chap called George Lucas. Yes, Disney now own it, etc., etc. First came out in 1977, set in a galaxy far, far away. So I'm wearing completely the wrong uniform for this. This is the Rebel Alliance flag, or one version of it, which I quite like. There you go. Thank you, Andy. You already got this one. I suppose extra points for if you can tell me what the symbol is in the middle. That would be quite impressive, because I've got some bits and pieces on that as well. There's some various different colour versions of this very design. There's this one, which is just obviously black and red. The red representing the sacrifice and passion of the Rebel Alliance against the evil Empire. The black denotes strength and defiance against the Galactic Empire, not the evil Empire. It's a galactic one. It's similar to a phoenix. They call it on here, Victor. It's a star bird, which is a symbol of the Alliance, fighting against the Empire, embodying their ideals and resistance of hope. That's what the middle symbol is. Symbolism is all about. There is another version of this very flag that includes white and orange as well. So white for hope and purity, and orange also for unity, boldness among the rebels. So back to my strengthening arm again. So yes, that's another one that I've got, which I'm fairly pleased with actually, because that's I've yet to have any flags like this, and I can fly that on May the 4th, which I was supposed to do earlier this year, but I missed it. So maybe next year is all I can say on that one. Right, coming up, let's keep moving. Right, something probably a bit more appropriate now, which is this particular one. Let's put you down here so I can open this one up as well. Okay, right. What have we got here? Again, making sure it's the right way up. Ta-da, here we go. Right. Another one of my latest flags. This, of course, is in keeping with what I'm wearing. It's, for those of you who don't know, this is a flag from the TV series Star Trek. Not Star Wars, Star Trek, again from many years ago, 1966. It first came out and has been on our TV screens on and off ever since. Now, there's some good symbolism on this one as well. If I just scroll down quickly, and then I can cover that as well. What have we got here? Yes, United Federations of Planets. I keep forgetting how the Federation fits in with everything else. But anyway, what have we got here? It is, once I know what I'm doing, seamless. Right. So the blue background represents peace and unity. The white seal is supposed to symbolize purity and the ideals of the Federation, which is across the bottom there. And the emblem in the middle, which has the wreath encircling a star field. So the wreath represents, like most things, unity and cooperation for the member planets, as it says along the bottom there. Yes, you have got that in. So there's various different planets are part of this membership. And the star field depicts the vastness of space the Federation reaches. The flag embodies the Federation's mission of peace, exploration, or peaceful exploration, and cooperation. So it's a very good flag, and I'm quite pleased now. I've actually got one at last. Lots of versions. So yes, I guess it has been updated, designed over the past nearly 60 years that the series has been running. That's, I assume, probably more of the latest one. I'm sure some of the early versions look very different, but that's what I've got, and I'm quite pleased with that one. So that's my sort of science fiction-y flags I've got from there. Let me know your favourites as well. So out of those, I think personally my favourite would be the first one, the flag of Mars. That's just got something a bit about it that makes it just stand out and pop out a little bit more. But then the other two, the Rebel Alliance and the Star Trek one, the Federation plan, are very, very good and very symbolic and very meaningful. So they're very, I think, especially with the last one, probably a little bit more detailed for my liking. For those who know that I'm not a detailed person when it comes to flags, but there we go. So they're the only science fiction-y ones. It seems a bit pointless now wearing the uniform. However, there's still plenty more to come because, as I said, and as Victor pointed out, the world flag at the back there, which I'll come on to fairly shortly. But I do have one more flag to open up as well. 3 large stars being named for the Earth, Vulcan, and Thalos. I can't even pronounce that last one. You get the 3 stars on the. Let's just, so if you have a quick look at the comments and what Eilert is pointing out. Let me get the flag back up then, just to finish off on this one. Oh, I see the 3. Yes, 3 stars there in the middle. There we go. Look, I can do zoom ins as well. Isn't that incredible? So there we go. That's just to emphasize the point of what Eilert is talking about, thusly in the middle there. Right. Okay, where did I? Oh, yes, it's down here. As I say, let me know if you've got any weird and wonderful, outlandish flags that you want to share with us as well, because that'd be interesting, and I would love to know, and I'm sure the others in the chat would love to know as well, which would be great. So the last one I've got to open, but by all means not the very last one to cover, as I said, is this one. Let's just put this down hither and have a look at. Oh, if I can get into it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if people have come across this one before. Again, let me get it the right way round. And I have got a version of this already. Very plain and simple. I'm going the wrong way. Very plain and simple design, this one. And it's called the World Flag. Now it'd be interesting to see if anybody has actually come across this one before. Vulcan, I thought it was worth. Its designer is now I'm going to get told off if I get this wrong. Is she Dutch? No, hang on. She's from Copenhagen, Denmark. So she's from Denmark. She's a Dane then. There we go. Anne Kirsten Ronhu, who designed this flag back in the year 2000, 2001. And it's supposed to be a symbolism of coexistence and peace. And she's called it the world flag. The blue in the right in the middle, the light blue, represents the Earth. The white symbolizes our atmosphere. And obviously the darker blue represents the universe of which our little planet sits in. And it was designed this easy and simple purely so other people could, in theory, make their own. They didn't have to go away and buy their own version. They could simply make it pretty much on a blue bedsheet, if anything. Sounds familiar, America. But it's a very simple yet effective design. And I can share the details of Anne and the work that she's done here to come up with such a good and simple design. And I do like this one a lot. Let's see what you've got here. Emblem is too small. Now, emblem being small on flags. Yes, I touched on this in a podcast I did with Joey B on this channel a little while ago about emblems being quite small or could be bigger. So I get your point that looking at the complete space that we've got on here and how much that middle emblem actually takes up, proportionately, it is quite small. And I talked about this on, and I'm trying to think which flags it was, on some of the national flags that we, Joey B and I covered a little while ago, about some of these, some of the national flags where the symbol is quite small and they could use it to be bigger. And indeed, some of the US state flags as well do that. There's one US state flag, which is a seal on a blue bedsheet, but their emblem is right in the top canton, basically. I can't remember which one it is. I'm sure one of you will be able to tell me. But it begs the question of why. When you've got all this space, why don't you fill it like many other flags do? But some of them, can be a little bit small. Anyway, massively rambling, I grant myself that. But anyway, so that was the first of a few world flags. So that's Kirsten's flag. I'll come on to the... I'm dropping rubbish absolutely everywhere now. I've got to keep the space tidy. Let's just pull this one off. So when it comes to representing planet Earth, we do also have this one, which I'm sure you all recognize because it is an official flag as well. Just a hello to everybody. If you've joined us so far, you've missed a treat. You've missed the Mars flag from The Expanse for certain, that's for sure. We've covered that, but I'll show them again shortly if you want to. Just to say, yes, hello to everybody who's joined us. Please say hello in the chat. It'd be great to hear from you. And as I said right from the beginning, and as I have done throughout these live streams, people who get involved in the chat, you're in for a chance of winning a flag. It's as simple as that. So only people who are here live, if you get involved in the chat, you're up for a win of the flag. And just to put it out there at the moment, that the Islet and Victor, who are busy in the chat at the moment, they've already won a flag, so your chances are pretty high. Anyway, let's carry on with this outlandish and out of this planet type of style flags, and we'll look at this one, which, as we probably know, is the flag of the United Nations. An original flag came back in 1946, December 1946, which wasn't this one. It was a slightly different version, but I'll come to that in just a second. It's a pale blue, as we can see, symbolizing peace in the sky. The central emblem is the white map of the world centered at the North Pole. There's a beautiful little bit. I'm going to have to scroll on my piece because I wrote this down because I love the way it's mentioned here, which is the emblem depicts an azimuthal equidistant projection of the world map centered on the North Pole with the globe orientation of the international dateline. Love that. Anyway, olive branches for peace, which obviously is where Cyprus gets its olive branches from, is taken mostly from this map. And the world map represents, well, I'm guessing the world, really. The previous version had a slightly more grey-blue tint of colour to it than this one, would you believe? And also, I think the original design was missing countries such as Argentina weren't on there, even though they were a member of the UN at that point. So a bit of a sticky problem there, that missing countries that were very that weren't obviously included in their own flag. So I guess Argentina knew how the New Zealanders felt on pretty much most maps that always come across. So while people could probably class the UN map as a world flag, and it is, but it is very much an organizational flag, of which we've just covered, unlike Kirsten's before that, which was very much made up simply for people to use. Whereas the UN, I suppose, if we want to use it in any official capacity, then there's probably all sorts of legal nonsense that has to be going through. But anyway, a flag of the world and the United Nations that it represents is what it is. So that's that one. Another flag that I just wanted to cover, which some people say is potentially a world flag, which is it is one that I can't actually. There it is. Get off the floor. Of which you will probably recognise. Let's just put you down here. I don't think I wrote too much about this one. I'm just beginning to realise. No, but anyway, I'm sure some of you could tell me about this one. The Olympic rings. Each of the rings representing a different continent. And if I remember rightly, this flag's been in use pretty much since the. Hang on, it was the France 1900 and something. The first Olympics in France, I think, is when this, or a version of this flag, came to light and has been used ever since. Unless anybody can tell me otherwise and whether I've got that wrong or not, but I'm pretty sure it was, so it's just over 120 plus years old, this particular flag. And yes, each of the rings relate to a continent. What they did was they didn't include, is it Antarctica? Because nobody from there is represented in the games. And when it comes to the Americas, North and South, they've lopped them into one particular ring, which is why there's only 5 and not potentially 7 rings for 7 continents. Depends who you ask when it comes to that type of thing. The only other thing I can't remember is whether each coloured circle does represent a specific continent or whether it's quite generic and it's left open to interpretation. I don't know. If anyone's got any more background on that, that would be great to know. So yes, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australasia, I guess, and America, or the Americas, I suppose we should call it. And again, a global. Oh, this is so hot. Things I do for this. A very global style of flag, obviously. But I think people associate it too much to sporting events to be able to use it really realistically for anything else. But that aside, the flag itself does do what it's set out to do, which is to represent everyone and everybody across the planet, across all of the different continents. So, which is why this one does so well and is so recognizable. And it does a job that that's originally designed to do. And as I say, Antwerp, 1920. Thank you, Andy. Was Antwerp's not France, is it? But I was close. Oh, so the colours do represent the different continents. Okay, right. Okay, so that bit, you see, learning every day. I wasn't aware of that. Okay, fab. I've only got one more flag to share from my side. As I say, if there's any flags that you guys want to share in the chat, then please do. You're more than welcome. As I said, this isn't purely just my live stream. You guys are more than welcome to join in as well and share away anything that you want to do as well. So the last flag that I wanted to share, which is what Victor pointed out right at the beginning, is this one. Get it down. There we go. There's a knack to this, which is, and there is a right way to hold this flag up. So there we are. So this is the international flag of planet Earth and was designed by Oscar Pernefeld back in 2015. And it is to represent Earth and symbolize unity and life. So the 7 interlinked rings form a flower symbolizing life on Earth and the interconnectedness of all living things. The blue background represents water, which is essential for life, and the oceans covering most of the surface, which I think is, last count, about 70% of the planet. The outer circles, or the outer circles of the ring, they symbolize Earth as a planet within the universe. So the Oscar designed this originally as an academic design project back in 2015. The whole thing has blown up into into a huge non-profit organization now, where him and his team, should I say, are trying to get the flag some formal recognition, if you can do that, with a planetary wide flag, with a push to get it flown on April the 22nd, which is Earth Day across the world, and other events. But it's trying to represent everyone and anyone, and it's not designed to be political, it's not designed to be religious in any way. It's designed to be a uniforming flag for anyone and everyone. Now, I had the pleasure of meeting Oscar just a couple of weeks back at the UK's Flag Institute, and him and I did sit down and have a chat about his design and what he's trying to achieve, and his thoughts about the way forward with what he's trying to do with this, which is, say, to try and get everybody, or at least some sort of formal recognition somehow. And he likens it to the pride flag from the 70s, and how that's just naturally grown and evolved and been accepted for what it is. And yes, if you show the rainbow flag to most people will know what it's supposed to represent, whether they agree or not, but they will be recognized. So Oscar's trying to look at getting this flag in some way to be recognized universally, globally, in a similar sort of fashion, but for what the flag's trying to achieve, without getting bogged down to either environmental issues, because then it gets hijacked by that type of world, which is not after, but it can obviously represent that, but also while representing space exploration and what have you. There's a very good video that Michael from Flags for Good has done about this flag, and when Michael actually met Oscar as well at home, and they talk very much in depth about this flag. So I thoroughly recommend to go and have a look at that video, which obviously isn't on my channel, but it's on the Flags for Good YouTube channel. So go and have a look at that. It's the international flag of planet Earth, I think is the official title. Yeah, is what they're looking at. But do go and have a look at that if you haven't already. I've seen it, that video, which it's a great video that Michael's put together on that, as he always does with his videos, to be fair. Obviously all flag related so far. I suppose clues in the name of his company that he runs. So I would have a look at that to understand what Oscar's trying to do in a bit more detail, and from his own mouth, because he's in there, so he explains it in a far better way than I have done. But the two of us are in touch, because I'd love to be able to do more about this flag and try and explore further what he's trying to achieve and what he's doing, and also what a Earth flag really means to various different people, which would be interesting. The interlinks are basically mistaken because the middle is difficult. It is, I must admit, I do agree that the central piece is a very complicated mix of interlinking rings. Let's bring that more forward. Let's just put that back up again. Oh, do excuse me. That was bad timing. Let me just get rid of that. Oh, I should have put that on silent. Beg your pardon. Where were we? Interlinking rings. It's a phone number that keeps ringing me. I don't know who it is from. One of these times I will actually answer it, but I'm sure they're probably just trying to sell me something. Anyway, where was I? Interlinking rings, that's what we were looking at. If I got it the right way around, because it is important. Yes, it is. And it's, Oscar was trying to explain to us that it's the bottom, let me get this right on your screen. The bottom, it's this one, right here. It's this one down here, which is my bottom left, which I assume is your bottom right when you're looking at it. That's the link that in the middle overlays everything. As you can see, if you look at it closely, there's one link at the bottom there that crosses through the middle on top of everything else, and that's once you've got that in the bottom corner, then you know you've got it the right way round. But yeah, I do. Admittedly, it looks complicated. It looks busy when you start actually staring at this middle emblem. And I have seen it, I think, where there are no gaps. It's just all the links are solid. And there's part of me that I think prefers this version, even though it's more complicated. And if someone asks you to draw it, there's no way off the top of your head you could draw this one. But I think with it interlinking like the way it does, as opposed to being solid rings, just helps represent what the symbol's trying to do, which is basically saying there's lots of different elements going on here. We're all interlinked, but we all make up one big piece, and that's obviously the planet itself. So I get what you're saying. It is rather complicated in the middle there, but I do think I think it works quite well. And the blue was the other thing. That's quite important. But let's just talk about the color blue. The IOC flag has better interlinks. IOC with the Olympics. Yes. Let's just get the Olympics back up version. I can't hold them side by side because obviously I don't have enough arms. However, let's just put this one back up the right way around. It's more on top, isn't it? Now, don't take this particular version of the flag as the definitive one. There's probably the official flag of the Olympics is probably far better than this one. But I think, and I get how you're saying this, Islet, that because of the coloured rings, they can almost look and stay almost solid. But the interlink works best because the different colours dictate what's at front and what's behind. So I get how that works as well. Whereas obviously with Oscar's flag, he's only using the two colours, which is a fair point there. The old New Hampshire 2nd Regiment of 1775, my goodness, is also so much better. Okay, I'm going to take your word for it because I don't have a flag of the old New Hampshire 2nd Regiment of 1775 in my collection at hand to pull out to see what you're looking at. And it's not one that's in the top of my head to be able to pull out, Eilert, but thank you for sharing that. I'm sure somebody can Google that and pull that one out for us so we can all have a look. Anyway, where was I? The blue. I was just going to finish off with Oscar's flag. Excuse me, the blue. I did bring a glass of water. It's sat here and I haven't actually used it yet, but that's the problem when there's only one of you on these things, is that I don't really have much time to stop talking or indeed answer phones. Anyway, where was I? The blue. The blue was quite important. It wasn't just any random blue. So Oscar, and again, as I say, if you watch the video on flags for good, go into this in a bit more detail. So Oscar did try different colors after coming up with the design. He tried different colors. Black obviously was one because space is quite dark. So that was one version, but that didn't look quite right. Green was another one for planet Earth because of the vegetation, I guess. It all works quite well. And the various different blues, but this was the best blue that he thought would come up with. And if you look at the images on not only his own website, but on the video as well, that when the flag is in space and on space outfits, what do you call them when you're wearing the mask and everything? Oh my god, astronauts go spacewalking in those things. It's the right blue to show up against the background. So obviously if you'd chosen black and then you put a black flag on or a black emblem on something, it'll get lost against obviously a black background, I guess, whereas this blue tends to show up more. So he's thought about it from a design perspective. Spacesuits. Spacesuits. Thank you. Yes, they are called spacesuits. Look, I'm a flag man, not a space man. Let's just get that right. Thank you. Anyway, so that's why he's gone for that particular blue. So it's done. It's rather well. Anyway, so as I say, have a look on Flags for Good for the international flag episode that Michael done. It's a brilliant episode. It's worth a look, as well as various other bits and pieces that he's done on there. I've also covered an episode on going back to Kirsten's flag, so I go into a bit more detail about this particular flag as well. That's plug. That's on my channel. So if you want to know a bit more about this, then have a look on. If you go to my channel on YouTube, which you're on because you're here, and just search for Earth flag, then you should find that one quite easily. I've done a couple of episodes about the UN flag as well, covers that one. But as for the other three, the Expanse, the Mars one, the Star Trek one, and the Star Wars flag, the Rebel Alliance flag, this is the first I've ever mentioned any of those, so that's great. Okay, by all means, anything else as we come to drawing to an end here of this, where are we, May's live stream, as I am here in the flag layer. If there's any other flags that you want to mention, get them in quick. I'm from Iowa, only working out of space. Yes, do you know, I actually sat and watched that one not that long ago, actually. All the whales, lovely stuff. See, even saving the planet back then. For those who understand that reference. Okay, right. That's me for this time. Just let you know, a couple of things coming up. I've got an episode in a few weeks' time around the Catalonian flag, which the name of it misses out of my head at the moment. But anyway, the yellow and red stripe one, I've got a flag about when I visited Barcelona earlier this year, so that's coming up, as well as an episode about the flag of Spain, which I've been to a few times, but I've only managed to recently do an episode about the Spanish flag, so that's there. And I was in a little country called Mauritania not that long ago, and managed to do an episode about the Mauritanian flag as well. So that's coming up on the channel in the near future, when I actually get around to finally finishing off doing the editing of that one. And also coming up, I'm off to Armenia and Georgia to do a couple of episodes, oddly enough, about their flags as opposed to anybody else's, just to keep things rolling on that side of it. So plenty to come along. There's more episodes than just those specific ones coming up as well. The only other thing I'm going to mention is just to break with tradition of when it comes to live streams, not this Saturday, but I don't get shot. In which one, Georgia or Armenia? In not tomorrow, but the week after, will be shuffling through the entire collection of the flag layer, trying to sort it out, because it is in a right mess. And I plan to sort it all out, so I'm going to do that a week tomorrow. But I thought while I'm doing it, I'll do it as a live stream. So if you want to come along and just watch me muck about with a load of flags for however long it takes me to organize all of this, because it does go quite deep around the back here. There's just more and more. It goes, it's ridiculous. Anyway, that's what I'll be doing. If you want to come along, you're more than welcome to join me. While I'll probably end up blabbering about all the different flags and trying to work out what's the best way to put them in. The lower and upper red stripes on the Mauritanian flag are unusual combination with the main green color. Yes, so I cover specifically, Victor, the red stripes that were added back in 2016 to the Mauritanian flag. Why they're there, why some people are not massively happy about that, and how that all came about in the referendum, politics, Mauritania. So I cover all of that as well. Some of these messages should not be read. Probably not. Never mind. Well, it doesn't matter. and it's fine. Anyway, so I think that's it from me. I've made a complete mess in here with opening the stuff up and chucking rubbish everywhere, so I shall get on and tidy that one up. I will be back doing proper live streaming again on the last Friday of June, so join me then at 12:45 British summertime as normal, where I'll be back in the flag layer again. And is also coming up in, I think, on the 4th of July, which is probably the following Friday. I will be doing another live stream specifically about a small country called the United States of America, which apparently has a little Independence Day on the 4th of July. And I have a sneaky suspicion they're as old as 250 years, which is like very ancient to the people of the USA. To anybody who's in Europe, that's just a gentle ripple in time with these countries over here. Anyway, right. Thank you very much for your feedback, for your comments, especially Victor. It's been great having you. And for all of you guys who've been watching, thank you for joining us. Well, as I say, I'll be doing this all again next month as well. And I will be there. Any thoughts, any ideas of flags that you want to cover, do let me know. I'm always open. There's no point in me covering flags that only I enjoy. What's the point of that? So do keep the comments coming in. So until then, I shall let you go. And thank you very much for joining me. Until then, be seeing you.